Charlize Theron is back, better than ever, with epic action scenes that she did herself, by the way, and wait for it, a sapphic storyline that has been teasing us since 2020 might finally be real. Could this be it? The Old Guard 2 just dropped. But the real question is, did Netflix finally deliver the sapphic action film of our dreams?
Andromache, I have returned to a world darker than the tomb. I finally escaped, only to learn you have gone on living in it freely all these centuries.
First things first, I can't tell you how much I have been waiting for this film to drop. And I know what you are about to say, but Nancy, this film isn't even queer, is it? And listen, you're not wrong, no, but bear with me. How many shows and movies have we started watching just because we had a feeling?
You and me, until the end. Find me where you always could.
I have to go meet her.
Andy, don't.
It's Quinn.
And come on, it is Charlize Theron. You already knew I was going to make a video. Plus, for those who don't know, there was a hint of a possible sapphic storyline at the end of the first movie.
I dreamed about a woman locked in an iron coffin under the sea. She kept drowning and then coming back to life, but she kept fighting and she kept drowning.
Well, that is exactly what brought me back this time. My little lesbian heart took notes.
Her name was Quinn. She was one of us, the first immortal Andy found. They had been alone so long when she found her, Quinn had given up. Way back, it was her and Andy. Before me and Nicky, it was just the two of them.
For those who are new to this film, it tells the story of a group of immortal warriors who have been secretly saving the world for centuries. They heal instantly. They can't die, well, at least most of them, and carry generations of trauma with them.
Anything I can do?
Can you give me back 5 centuries? What if she doesn't recognize me? I don't mean physically, but who I've become. What if I don't recognize her?
Andy, I've never seen you like this.
I've been like this for hundreds of years.
The sequel picks up 5 years later. Andy is now mortal, Quinn is back and out for revenge, and a new immortal enters the story.
You think your life means more than one of theirs?
To me, it does. I suspect the first few won't be willing. And then again, torture goes a long way.
Let's be honest, there is something intense and emotional about the way that Andy and Quinn look at each other. And yes, it is a little sapphic. The film never says it out loud, but the tension is there. You feel it in their scenes, in the way they fight, and in the things they don't say to each other.
I don't know how to. There are no words to explain how I failed you.
Can you imagine it? Trapped in the dark, every muscle screaming for air. My life returning just long enough to remember, to hope.
Charlize Theron plays Andy, the oldest, the leader, and let's be honest, the reason why we are all here.
How long have you been back?
Months.
Why didn't you come find me sooner?
You couldn't even find me in one small area of ocean.
I searched. I did. I searched for centuries.
But you stopped.
Truth to be told is not confirmed yet, no, but it is definitely not just in our heads, or at least not just in mine. And while the sapphic side of the story falls short, one thing still holds up, and that is Joe and Nicky.
What is it, your boyfriend?
You're a child, an infant. Your mocking is thus infantile. He's not my boyfriend. This man is more to me than you can dream. He's the moon when I'm lost in darkness, and warm when I shiver in cold, and his kiss still thrills me even after a millennium.
They were everything, still strong, normalized, and unapologetically queer.
His heart overflows with a kindness of which this world is not worthy of. I love this man beyond measure and reason. He's not my boyfriend. He's all and he's more.
Incurable romantic.
Truth to be told, the film gave us a few sweet moments. A mention here, a tender look there, and maybe a little more subtext with Quinn and Andy. But it is all very blink and you'll miss it.
Stop! Stop.
I remember the woman I gave that necklace to long time ago. And you're not her.
And honestly, I already felt like we were getting crumbs in part 1. So in part 2, we are most definitely starving. It is wild how much straight content we sit through just to maybe, but maybe, catch that one sapphic glance.
She's spoken of me.
She never stopped.
All that time, with every last breath I took, I imagine she was trapped somewhere in the same hell as me. All I wanted was to get out and release her from it, just to find out she'd been free for 500 years.
The cast is amazing. The action scenes, the fights, it is all an absolute dream. That said, about 80 minutes in, I started wondering how are they going to wrap this up. The team is split, the big fight hasn't happened just as yet, and the sapphic energy is still nowhere near confirmed. And then you realize this was never meant to be a full film. It is just part 1, and Netflix didn't tell us.
What I mean is, maybe this is the perfect time for Quinn to be back.
You wish for something for so long, but it's just not that simple.
She's betraying you out of hurt. It's not over yet. We always make it through. Have a little faith in me.
Instead, they gave us crumbs. Just enough to keep us hoping, but never enough to actually satisfy us. Their scenes, the chemistry, it was all there. The setup was beautiful, and yet somehow Netflix still failed to give us the sapphic story we deserve.
Where do you think you're going?
I always go first.
Not anymore, you don't. Try and keep up.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
I'm not going to spoil the film, no, and you will have to watch and see how it all plays out. But I will say this, we absolutely need part 3. So here is my final take. Watch it if you're here for Charlize Theron or the setup for part 3. But don't expect real queer content or a full story. It is more a setup than a payoff.
There's a lot I hate about this century, but this, I like. I never knew.
I'm gonna find them. The only question is, are you gonna do what you do best and fight by my side?
And if you're here for the sapphics, maybe wait for part 3, assuming that eventually will happen one day. I hope you enjoyed today's video and thank you so much for watching.
No. You will fight by my side.
Where do you think you're going?